Continuing to field questions here for USMLE. Student is asking about the NBME exams, wants some clarification. I have talked about in my prior clips how prior to your exam, you need to memorize NBMEs 20 through 30 for step 1, as well as 6 through 11 for 2CK, in addition to the clinical mastery series forms, all of the NBME subject-specific forms. The student wants to know, what do I mean by memorize? How long should that take? Am I referring to the incorrect answer choices as well? Am I referring to the explanations from the NBME exams? So before we get started, allow me to be an asshole like I usually am. Tell you to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Help grow this channel. Share it with one of your friends prepping for USMLE. Help bring awareness to this channel. Hit the like button. Hit the bell if you want notifications. Find me on Instagram at Melman_medical, MEHLMAN_medical. Link is down below. And find me on Telegram. Recently created a Telegram group and channel. The links are down below. Now let me address the student's question here as far as the NBMEs are concerned. And I will preface by reiterating that the reason you're going to memorize the NBME questions is because there are repeats all over the real deal. I've made tons of content on this. This isn't my opinion. It's not subjective. It's not speculation. There are repeats all over the real deal. If you memorize forms 1 through 19 offline for step 1, you would see repeats all over 20 through 30. You memorize 20 through 30, you're going to see the repeats all over the real deal, okay? So it's the same for step 2. Now, to what extent should you have the questions memorized, as I have discussed? I want it to be where you can literally look at the unanswered / unhighlighted questions from the forms and say, yep, that one's A, that one's D. Okay, I literally want you to memorize them. That is not a permission slip for not using your fucking head on the real exam, okay? You still have to be careful, okay? That's your caveat, but I want you memorizing the questions. Now, what about the incorrect answer choices? If this is a yes or no where it has to be one or the other, my answer is no. You do not have to obsess over the incorrect answer choices, but you still have to use your intuition. I mean, if you get a question where the incorrects are all high-yield diagnoses, such as pericarditis, cardiac tamponade, cor pulmonale, etc., it might be in your best interest to be able to differentiate between those conditions. In contrast, if you get a question that has recondite / obscure enzymes, some weird biochemistry question, you probably don't have to worry about all of the incorrect answer choices, okay? So there is a bit of a gray area, but don't worry too extensively about the incorrects overall. I want you memorizing the questions and their correct answers. As far as the explanations are concerned, no, you don't have to obsess over those either, because it's to my observation as someone who spends every fucking day going through these NBME exams with students that whoever wrote the explanations for the NBME exams, they do not have an intimate knowledge of the actual exam itself. It's probably the case, my guess is that they probably hired random attendings to write the explanations that go with the questions somewhat appropriately. But when I look at the explanations, it's easy to see that they're just not discussing the high yield points you need to know. Okay, my thought is it's your fucking exam, and yet you're not even mentioning the important points that students need to know for your own exam. Okay, so don't worry about the explanations. Many of them are lacking. You can Google if you need to. I just want it to be the case, I will reiterate, that you're going to memorize the questions. Okay? Not the incorrect answer choices in terms of too much investment, and you don't have to overly invest in the explanations either. And how much time should it take you to go through these NBME exams? That's different for every student, okay? This is a broad discussion. Generally 2 to 3 days per NBME exam. If you're scoring higher, it won't take you as much time. You're going to be screenshotting all of your incorrects into a Word document, saving as a PDF or PowerPoint, and you're going to be reviewing this as you go, okay? So you'll have literally NBME 20, all of the incorrects, NBME 21, all of the incorrects, as one master gigantic PDF. I don't want you making separate PDFs. And you'll also be reviewing your corrects as well, okay? Memorizing all of the questions. It will take time, okay? But one form on one day, 2 to 3 days to review. And for the clinical mastery series forms, no more than 2 forms per day. That's 100 questions, okay? It's a lot of questions. A lot we can discuss here. I know you guys don't want to see 39-minute clips. So you know the deal. I'm going to continue making more content. If you like my stuff, subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate your time. That's it.